Good day. Today I'm gonna be discussing chapter 13 and 14 of the Alien Invasion game. So here's the is basically just modified the code to just make the game better by adding like play button, adding the aliens to the game because we already have the ship and also bullets as well, right? To shoot at the aliens in the game and the score system. So let's first start with the play button right here. So in order for this play button to be displayed here in the game and for it to work, um, basically, if I can go to the Alien Invasion module. So in this init method over here for the class Alien Invasion, basically making a play button is the first step. So this instance variable self.play button, we have this class and assigned to the parameter here we have the play string here, and that basically displays the play button essentially. And then there's also like methods that also have to be involved. So basically here we have this method check play button, right? So it basically starts the game, or it starts a new game when you click the play button. So button clicked variable, and then here we have self.play and basically saying that when you press the button, so collide point mouse position, when you press the button, then it starts a new game. So if button is clicked, then the start game method is basically called. So when I click play, then the game starts basically. So yeah, that's with the play button. And yeah, just using those methods, the method, and also declaring it in the init method. What the other thing you add basically is this elif statement in the check key down events method. So what this is basically saying is if the key, right, if the event key equals pygame.kp. So if I basically press the P button, the P key on my keyboard, then it starts a new game. So that's another way of pressing play, right? Because this basically checks the keys that you press on your keyboard, and specific events happen when you do that. So basically, when I press P, then it starts a new game, basically. So yeah, that's for the play button that was added. Then in order to add the aliens, right, you have this class aliens, right, and basically, as you can see here, we basically loading the image of the alien over here. Images alien BMP. We use pygame.image.load to load the image in this line of code, and it loads the image onto the game, so then you can see the aliens there. But because there's a lot of aliens, you need to create a fleet of aliens basically. But here this basically just it helps this is basically for the aliens to move across the screen, this line of code. So we have X, which represents one position in the screen, and Y, which represents the other position in the screen. So like the height, this represents the width, and like the aliens move according to the width and the height in the game. Then in this module, the Alien Invasion game, where we basically run the game mainly, you have this fleet direction method to change the fleet direction. So basically, the fleet of aliens change direction because of this code. So using our for loop for alien in south.alien sprites, which basically sprites basically is the method that contains a specific how do I say objects or elements. So in this case, it contains all the aliens that we created, right? So yeah, it will basically move certain directions according to this code over here. So let's see. Oh yeah, in this init method as well, in order to create the fleet of aliens, so the group of aliens, use pygame.sprite.group. So this group class basically has a sprite, has sprite. So sprite basically is like a class, right, where it has a group of specific elements. So in this case, a group of aliens is contained here because of this code. So yeah, that's basically like adding the aliens to the screen. And if I can go to settings as well, right? So in settings, like you can see there's certain things that were set here for like the performance of the alien, right? So like here we have the fleet's drop speed, so how fast the aliens drop. So when you press play, you can see that they're moving downwards. So it's basically showing the speed they move downwards, which is set to 10 over here. And then here you have the alien speed as well, which is 2.0. So how fast the alien moves, and that basically changes throughout the game as well by this increase speed method, which basically just increases the speed of like all the elements in the game. So for instance here for alien, right, you multiply that by the self.speedup scale. So the self.speedup scale is basically set here 1.1. So you're multiplying that by the alien speed, which is 2.0, so that in each round the aliens move quicker. So yeah, you can see now they're moving quicker every time. So yeah, and then also here the fleet direction. So basically the reason they move to the right, so when I press play, the aliens are moving to the right. That's because we set the fleet direction of the aliens to 1. So 1 basically represents right, and then left, -1 basically represents left. So if I put it to -1 here, they would basically move to the left. So yeah, that's essentially why the fleet of aliens move to the right first, and then they move back to the left. So that's like in settings specifically. Then we also have like the bullets, right? The bullets here. So as you can see, bullets are being shot from the ship in order to kill the aliens. So yeah, in order to like add the bullets, right? So if you go to your like alien invasion.py, in the init method, firstly you have like this instance declared over here. Solve.bullets as an instance variable, and within it we have pygame.sprite.group that creates the group of bullets being stored using sprite. So that's for the bullets. And what else in here? Oh yeah, in order to fire the bullets, right, we have this method fire bullet. So it creates a new bullet and it adds to the bullet group continuously. So basically using the if statement, saying if length self.bullets is less than self.settings is less than the bullets allowed. So bullets allowed is basically set in the settings module. So if it's less than the bullets allowed, then you basically add new bullets continuously. Or like when all 3 bullets are complete in the game. So yeah, and this basically updates the bullets, this method. So just updates the position of bullets and gets rid of old bullets. So you do that by using self.bullets to call the update method over here. So yeah. Then let's see. Here's the update method that you call when you update the bullets, right? Over here. So it moves the bullet up the screen basically. So it updates the position of the bullet. And yeah, that's in the bullet, this bullet class over here. But when it comes to bullets, like if we can go to settings, right? Like how it performs. So basically like this self.bullets allowed, basically saying that only 3 bullets are allowed at a time. So for instance, like when I shoot in the game, you can see that I shoot 3 bullets, and when I press, it can only shoot 3 bullets at a time, right? And then it reloads again. That's because 3 bullets was set in the settings here for bullets allowed. And yeah, let's see. Then we also have like the bullet speed here that was set, which is 3.0. That determines how fast the bullets move towards the aliens. And yeah. So that's basically how the game works. But like we can also look at like the scoring system, right? So this class scoreboard essentially has different methods to allow the scores to be displayed here and to be updated. So you can see 650 and all of that. Those are the scores being updated and displayed in the game. So let's see. So here it's preparing the initial score images on the game. We have this method prep score, which turns the score into a rendered image so it can be displayed on the game. So we have this variable rounded score, and yeah, it rounds the score off, and basically it formats the rounded score with this line of code. And yeah, it's self.score image basically has self.font render, and it sets the text color and also sets the text color and also accesses settings for the background color. So then that's why it's displayed here. Or let me say that's how it looks. But to display the score at the top right of the screen, so over here you can see 650. We have these lines of code within the prep score method, right? So self.score rect, and then using score image to call the get rect method, which is and then this basically just stores it on the top right corner of the screen. Let's see. Then here we have this check high score method. Basically checks to see if there's a new high score. So it does that using the if statement, and saying if if the score is less than the high score, then basically the score will be assigned to high score over here, and then it calls the prep high score method, which is what we discussed basically here. And when it calls the high score method, it rounds the score off, formats the score, and then it uses these lines of code to display it in the top right corner of the game. So yeah, that's basically the key modifications that were made in order to display the play button, the aliens, the bullets, right, and the score on the game. So yeah, thanks for watching.